Good day, Professor. This is Shawn Batchelor, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to go over what we've accomplished this week. There were some pretty good changes. So, this week we worked on the Your Zap activity, did the layout for that one. We also did the layout for the breakdown activity, which we spoke about requesting that we change do a complete overhaul of the layout on the breakdown page with a text layout. So, the relative layout for the Yours app is complete. All the buttons have been implemented. All the fields have been implemented on that also. And the same goes for the breakdowns activity, which doesn't have any buttons or fields, but it does have that text representation or text output. So those are implemented too. The other things that we did go through as well, or I did do this week, is I'd ensure that every single button has some functionality to it, even if it doesn't do anything as yet because the calculations have not been implemented. It does show you a toast that tells you that the button is working. So I can show you right here. We have the add account, we have the view accounts. These work as normal as they did last week. When you add, it goes to the next screen. The clear all didn't do anything because it's not going to be able to clear anything. The background functionality isn't implemented. So, however, if I do click clear all, it shows a toast, and that just tells you that the button is actually working itself. Same thing goes for the Your Zap screen. On that screen, if you tap the down arrow, it will show you a toast also, because when this app is functional, it'll populate the fields below that button with the information based on the calculations. So let me just show you the Your Zap. This is the Your Zap activity, and right here we have the windfall fields, the month, year that you got. I'm thinking about changing that down to just a month. It doesn't really matter the year; it just matters when you're going to start making those payments. Also, these are the fields for, it tells you without the zap the time is going to be, the zap with the zap the time, and then the difference that you're going to save. When you click on see more breakdown, it takes you to the next screen, and right now I just have some placeholders in there. So it tells you add an extra dollar amount to this loan, then add an extra dollar amount to this loan, and I believe it would make sense to actually have to say when, as for instance, add this dollar amount to this loan in June, starting June. So I'll submit that in a change request. But that's what it looks like. So this week, some more visual changes. There's a lot to be done next week, but it's all going to be mostly in the background. So we're going to implement the background functionality as well as some error handling. That's what we got scheduled for next week. I did submit a few change requests to modify both the Milestone 2 and the Milestone 3 activities, and that was just to implement the full transitions on Milestone 2, and then for transition 3, Milestone 3, excuse me, I moved all the permutations and calculations that I had on Milestone 2 to Milestone 3 so I could do them in one block. And I think that would be more efficient in terms of having that happen. Didn't have too many struggles, didn't have anything that stumped me really. I'm pretty sure that will come next week during the calculations. That's going to be a lot for the background. Where are we now? Well, I just said where we are, what is working, what isn't. So what isn't working is all the background functionality for the application, the preference pane, the calculations, the permutations, all of that. None of that's implemented yet because that's all going to be background stuff. So how long until it's going to be working? It will be done by next week, and it will be done on time. But anyway, thank you very much. This is Shawn Batchelor again, and I'll see you next week.